Hey guys, welcome to Not So Popular Opinion. Today, we'll be checking out a video of a fat acceptance TikToker upset with wholesome family children's cartoon, Bluey, because it is, you guessed it, fatphobic. Let's check this out.
Oh man. What? Bluey!
Is Bluey fatphobic?
You can just tell by the way this person rolls their eyes that he is about to say some real bullshit. But let's hear him out.
Go back and watch the full clip. I never thought I'd have to make this video.
You shouldn't be making this video because this is stupid. Of course it isn't fatphobic.
A couple things for clarity's sake before I go on. Number one, almost all media holds anti-fat bias.
No, it doesn't. That is nowhere close to true. But, like always, all you guys do is claim everybody hates you because you're fat.
I find it hard to see any that doesn't. If a show or a movie doesn't have an anti-fat bias, it's almost certainly not addressing fatness in any way. So this is not surprising. And full disclosure, I am not in Australia. I have not seen the full video. I've only seen the clip supplied in that other video. So there could be context I am missing.
So you haven't seen the full video. You've only seen a short little bitty clip. But you decided to bitch about it and claim it was fatphobic. But you really don't have anything to go on except for a small snippet of a dog on a cartoon not being happy with his weight on the scale. But that itself is fatphobic. The context you are missing is that in that particular cartoon, that dog is a fucking adult. And like all adults, you should be allowed to be unhappy with the way you look at any point in fucking time and not be considered fatphobic by a bunch of assholes who have problems with themselves that they are too afraid to admit.
That being said, one of the fantastic things that Bluey does as a show is give the parents who are watching relatable, realistic moments from the parent characters on the show, Bluey's parents, Bandit and Chili.
If you realize that the show is watched by adults because it gives them something relatable to watch, what is your problem? It is relatable as an adult, as a human being, to not like what you see. If you like what you see, you're lying to yourself, because I guarantee you don't. That is why it is a problem for a cartoon dog to not like what he sees and for you to find it fatphobic because it insults you somehow. How does a cartoon dog not liking what he sees because he thinks that he is overweight affect you? It affects you because you realize that being overweight is a problem. Being fat is a problem. That's why it affects you so much. You are a grown-ass man going after a children's cartoon because you hate being fat and you don't want to tell the truth. You're getting red in the face over a children's cartoon and you're too afraid to tell the truth.
Because of the culture we live in, almost every adult knows what it's like to step on a bathroom scale and feel disappointed or upset or angry about the number that they see.
If you get that every adult goes through this, what is your problem? It is not about just the number that they see. It is the fact that as the number goes up, the problems tend to rise as well. They don't want those numbers to go up because they don't want those problems that come with the rising of numbers, which means the rising of their weight. If you realize that every adult goes through this, why are you complaining about it? Why do you guys in this stupid, childish ass group have a problem with this if you realize that every adult goes through it? It is a real problem because real people know that there's a problem with being overweight and there's a problem with being fat because it is unhealthy. It is unhealthy.
But this is a kids' show. And as relatable as that might be for the adults, we have to look at what is that moment in the show teaching the children who are watching.
Go back and actually take the time and watch the clip. The children Bandits' children simply imply, hey dad, well, let's go work out. You know what's wrong with working out? Absolutely nothing. The children aren't harsh to their dad. They aren't mean to their dad. They tell their dad something smart and healthy to do to fix the problem. They don't belittle their dad. They care about their dad enough to say, hey, let's go do something positive about it. That teaches children that, guess what? If there is a problem, you can fix it in a positive way. What is the problem there? If there's a problem, fix it positively. There's nothing negative about any of it except you clowns on TikTok.
If you want to make an episode about the importance of exercise and finding time to exercise in a busy life, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. But what this episode seems to be doing is saying that the only metric for health, the only metric for should I exercise, is are you fat or not, is the number on that scale.
What it's saying is that as a busy adult, sometimes things like that you don't notice until you take a moment to look at yourself. You could be so busy that something important passes you by. Him looking at that scale, him grabbing that fat made him realize how he was letting himself slip because he was busy with work. He was busy being a parent. He was busy being an adult. And that was his wake-up call when he saw the scale and he saw that he could squeeze the fat on his stomach. That was his realization. When is yours coming? You need it desperately.
And if kids see that, that is what they will focus on. And that can lead to kind of horrible things. I'm talking bullying for fat issues. I'm talking about self-hate. I'm talking about potential EDs. It all starts here, as innocuous and as realistic and as relatable as it seems. This stuff is toxic.
Yes, fat activism and fat acceptance is extremely toxic.
And it starts with what we show our kids on television shows like this. Do I think the creators of this episode have any particular ill will or malice in creating the scene the way that they did? No, I don't, but
I am done listening to this moron. If you guys want to listen to this moron any further, please do. Everything about this video annoys the fuck out of me. Let's move on to the comments. I can't take any more of this stupidity from this guy. First comment here says, I generally enjoy your content, but come on, man. It's a short clip showing a guy kind of disappointed about his weight is on the scale. Exactly. Even his fans realize that he is loony as hell. This dude is a joke. This argument is a joke. It's ridiculous. Bluey is one of the most wholesome, family-friendly cartoons you can possibly think of. Everybody who watches Bluey loves Bluey for a reason. Next person here says, yikes. This is one reason we don't have a scale. I feel like I'm swimming upstream talking about this stuff with my kids. It is so important. If you are afraid to have a scale in your house because you don't want to look at your problems, you aren't an adult. And I worry for your children. Be real with yourself. Let your kids know it is not okay to be obese. And if they have a problem with themselves, they can positively talk about it. And if it's something as unhealthy as being fat, that they can change it in a positive way. If you can talk to them about being overweight, you got a lot of bigger things to worry about with kids than weight to talk to them about. So what's going to happen when the sex talk comes up? Next person here says, I love Blurry. I'm guessing she means Bluey. But it's not even the first episode where the adults do negative fat talk about their bodies in front of the kids. Are you joking? Negative fat talk about their bodies? First of all, what are they supposed to hide? The fact that they that he can squeeze his stomach? Hell, the wife noticed it, and I'm pretty sure the kids notice it. If you are overweight, everyone will notice because of the struggles that you go through. Even if you don't talk about it, I'm pretty sure your kids can hear you struggle to breathe. They can see you struggle to walk, struggle to get up, struggle to do normal things. So what, are you gonna just not talk about it in front of them? It's not an argument where you need to hide your kid from it, or even bad language. It is body talk about your body that everyone can see. Be an adult. If you have children, it is your responsibility to be able to address problems. If you can't address your own bodily problems because you're afraid that your kids are going to form some problem because you talked about being fat is bad, you don't need kids. Next person here says, I don't think it's fatphobic. I think that's a normal reaction when you see a number on the scale you're not happy with. He's not happy and does. It cuts off there. But exactly, it's not fatphobic at all. He sees a number he's unhappy with because he knows that that number comes along with other issues. It's not about just a number. It is the problems that come along with that number going up on the scale. Every adult knows this who's not afraid to accept the truth and reality. Next person here says the scale, the disappointment and weight, the dad grabbing his belly in disgust. Yes, it's fatphobic. No, it's real life. But like a lot of people on TikTok, they are delusional and afraid of reality. That's why they run to places like fatacceptance, where people will pat them on the back and tell them it's okay to slowly eliminate themselves when it's not okay. Being fat and being obese is not okay because it's not healthy. This comment here says, at the end of the episode, Bandit goes to the doctor and the doctor tells him he's totally healthy despite his weight. The episode is harmless. Person responds to them saying, showing somebody grabbing their stomach is body checking. It's not body checking if you're checking your own fucking body. Like, how stupid is that? They're not even talking about your body. So they're not allowed to talk about themselves? What is even body checking? Like, this isn't hockey. What are you talking about? Anyway, they continue. That's not harmless. It could have been portrayed in a different way. They could have portrayed it any way they wanted to, and you would have still had a problem with it. You are allowed to not like what you see and not like what you feel on your own body. Last comment here says, I don't get it. Ma'am, there is nothing to get. It really isn't. This person is crazy, irrational, and delusional. They did nothing wrong on this episode. A lot of cartoons and movies do nothing wrong, do nothing to show that they dislike or even hate fat people. People in fat activism and fat acceptance have a problem accepting reality. And instead of just admitting that there is a problem with being obese and overweight, they pass that on to everyone else and try to make it everyone else's problem. There's nothing to get, there's nothing to understand. People like this need to stop spreading this nonsense and stop attacking everyone else for their poor life decisions. Please go out and check out this episode of Bluey. Watch Bluey. Great cartoon for the entire family. I'll try to post as much as I can of this clip without, getting in trouble with YouTube or whatever. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about this video. As always, thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Let's get those subscribers up, guys. Hit that notification bell on your way out. See you in the next one. Peace.
Oh, man.
What?
Bluey!
Why did you say, oh, man?
I just need to do some exercise.
Tell me about it.
Oh, found you. Why don't you just do some exercise?
Same old reason, Bluey. You kids and work.
Us? Why don't you do it now? Well, we won't get in the way of your exercise. And I think your boss would want you to be very happy as well.
Yeah, maybe you're right, Bluey.
Oh, man.